Let's talk the color. One more thing, like, subscribe, and share. Come on, let's talk the color. Woo!
Hey, good evening, everybody. It's Cutler here in the Let's Talk the Cutler broadcast, the Let's Talk the Cutler virtual book club, the Let's Talk the Cutler video YouTube channel. And I want to say thank you. I want to say happy holidays. I know we're still in the midst of the holidays. I'm still celebrating. I don't know about you. I'm still feeling thankful. I'm still feeling festive. I don't know about you all, but I'm glad to be here. It's another Tuesday. It's the 27th of December. You all, we're almost to the end. We're almost to the end of the year. Can you believe it? Almost to the end of the year. And for those of us who celebrate Christmas, I hope you had a fantastic Christmas. I am looking forward to the next year and what it holds. But listen, I'm taking it one day at a time, because as I often say, the future is just 1 second away. The future is just 1 second away. So I'm not going to jump, 3 days or 4 days or 5 days from now. But I'm thankful for every moment. But I really am thankful for the holidays. Just in case you're stopping by this channel and you're wondering, what is that guy talking about? What is he rambling about? What's going on? What is the premise of this channel? What is the premise of this YouTube video? It's about inspiration. It's about motivation. It's about challenging ourselves to see if we can show up a little bit better tomorrow than we did today. And it doesn't mean that today was a failure or flop. It doesn't mean that anything necessarily went wrong, but it means that we're just being intentional about seeing how we could show up tomorrow as opposed to today. And also it's about seeing, what can I do? Did I show up better today than I did yesterday? Was I a better person today than I was yesterday? Have I been intentional? Have I been deliberate about trying to present the best me, even in the worst of situations? That's what this channel is all about. And I want to say thank you for those of you who have been with me for a while. I guarantee you that you have added to my life. You have made me show up a better person. And I'll tell you why in just a moment. I'll let you all in on a little secret. Come on in the chat room and I'll tell you all this. I very well might just burst into tears. Listen, I brought some tissue with me because I don't know how this and for a good reason, not a sad reason, because I don't know how this broadcast is going to go this evening as I talk about this topic, how to be a good example. I'll tell you how I arrived at that topic and really what it means to me. But before I do that, I want to say thank you again to those of you who have been with me for quite a while. Thank you to those of you who have been encouraging me. And I want to encourage others to just come on and join. If you haven't already done so, make sure that you subscribe. And then after you subscribe, you click on the notification bell. It lets you know whenever I've gone live, whenever I've uploaded new content, that sort of thing. And then as you're coming into the chat, just do me a favor, go ahead and click a thumbs up on the conversation, because it lets YouTube know that you really enjoy the conversations that we have. You enjoy the content that I tend to offer from time to time. Beyond that, though, may I say that it encourages me, it uplifts me, it motivates me, it challenges me to be better. It challenges me to always have something substantial, something substantive to say. I don't ever want to get up here and waste anybody's time, but before these 1800 seconds will have ended, it is always my hope and my prayer that I've said something to encourage, something to inspire, something to challenge us in one respect or another. And so with that said, I want to get into our topic for this evening. I want to talk about, but before I do, let me just see who's over in the chat room. Yeah, come on over in the chat so I can see you. Come on over in the chat and say hi. I want to see who got over in the chat room before I did. Let me see who's over here. And we'll do Linda. As a matter of fact, I have to give her a call and check on her. Let's see. So the LTTC VIPs for the evening are Annie Cutler. She said, let's ride, get aboard. Linda Martin says, good evening. Hope all enjoying your holiday season. And Sylvia Clemens says, hello, everyone. Well, hello to all of you. Good evening to everybody. Thank you for just jumping in. Everyone is thank you, because I need to see who's chatting with me this evening. So, if you're here, come on, let's talk the color. I need to this evening. I want to see the people with whom I'm talking, the people with whom I'm speaking, and I want to give you the gist of the conversation topic this evening. This has been an absolute an absolutely wonderful holiday season, and we're still in the middle of the holiday season, but it has been a wonderful holiday season for me. I've had the opportunity to see family and friends, some whom I've not seen in 30 years, you all. Haven't seen some family and friends within, it's been about 30 years, and I had the fortunate opportunity to see a younger relative over the holidays. And listen, here comes the tissue. I'm going to try to do my best. One of my friends says to me that if you, in order to make sure that you don't cry, you just have to say to yourself, "I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry." Well, I can't make that promise this evening because I had a very, very powerful moment, and these moments are rare. The moment that I'm going to share with you all, it was really rare. So if you know some of the fellow LTTC folk who are not here, go in and tell them, come on, let's talk the color, because I want you all to hear this. You know, it is my motto, one of the mottos and mantras of my life is to be for others what you wanted someone to be for you. Hmm. Be for others what you wanted or you wish that someone else would have been for you. I don't know about you all, but put it in the chat. You all help me here. Put it in the chat if it is important for you as it is for me. It's important for me that I'm kind. It is important that I am courteous. It's important that I am that I'm consistent. It's important that I am helpful. Uh, it's important that I walk in purpose. And how do we do that? How do we do that? I'll get into it. That's a part of the storyline behind why I'm going to talk about how to become and how to be a good example. But all of that stuff is important to me, that I'm kind, that I'm courteous, that I'm consistent, that I'm helpful, that I'm walking in purpose, all of that. And people sometimes say to me, Cutler, you care too much. I don't know about you, but I'd rather care too much than to not care enough. I'd rather care too much than to not care enough. I I had the wonderful opportunity to chat with a cousin, a relative that I had not seen in 30 years. During our conversation, this cousin reminded me that we somehow we lost contact to the point that we didn't have each other's phone numbers. She got in contact with me via social media and Messenger, and she sent me a message, and we communicated via Messenger, another social media mechanism. We talked for a while. I offered some guidance, some wise guidance I thought I was offering, some counsel I thought I was offering. And sometimes you offer advice and you don't know if people are going to take it. You don't know if it's helpful or not. You hope that it is. And I had not seen her, hadn't really followed up in detail and talked to her. But I got a chance to see her over the holidays, and she thanked me for the advice that I gave. She thanked me for taking the time to hear her. She thanked me for taking the time to listen. I'm going to get to the storyline in just a moment, you all. I'm going to get to how to be a good example, but I'm just telling you all why this is such a powerful moment. This moment does not happen very often for me. And I was nodding and listening as she was telling me how she appreciated the conversation. And then she said, and I listened to your broadcast. She said, it was your broadcast that really helped me. It was your broadcast that really made the difference in my life. She said, it was your broadcast that helped me when I was at the point of suicide. And in that moment, you all, I had not really heard anything that powerful. And I said to myself, I said, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. But when you know and discover that your words, your time, your effort, and your energy has helped to pull somebody back from the brink of suicide, that's one of the most powerful moments that I had ever experienced in my life. And that's why I don't mind when people say to me, you care too much. What if I had not cared enough? And what I realized was that that is not a moment that I have shared by myself. So may I say thank you to you all. These times, these days, these Tuesdays and Thursdays, these 1800 seconds, while I get it that it sometimes seems like I'm talking from here to there, I've often said to you all, and I need to remind you, that these moments with you all empower me so that I can empower her. They encouraged me so I can encourage her. And every now and then, you get to hear something that solidifies your purpose. Every now and then, you get to hear something that validates your reason for doing what you do. And I was so thankful. So I have to share that thanks with you all. Thank you for encouraging me. Thank you for motivating me. Thank you, those of you who said, keep doing what you're doing. Had I not done what I'm doing, she might not be here today. Had some of you not said, Cutler, keep doing what you're doing despite the numbers, she might not be here today. So thank you. It was a powerful moment. And I have to thank you all. And she said, you've been a mentor, you've been an example, and you don't always realize it. So I just wanted to say thanks. I wanted to say thank you to you all. And I thought, how can we get people to really be interested, to really be concerned about being an example, about being a catalyst that could potentially help save somebody else's life? I thought about that. And I wanted to come here tonight and talk about it. And I will. But that was such a powerful moment for me, you all. I was doing my best to hold the tears and fight the tears. And that conversation just caught me off guard because it was within 3 minutes of our conversing, within 3 minutes of our conversation, within 3 minutes of our talking, that she shared that with me. And I jumped up and said, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. And I ran to the kitchen to grab tissue. And before I could even get to the tissue, the tears were streaming. And as I sometimes say to you all, I had to sit in the power of that moment because it was a strong moment. But beyond that, I had to sit in the humility of that moment. And I had to sit in the thought that this is what it feels like to walk in purpose. You don't always hear it. You're not always validated. But you just got to keep doing what you do. When you know that there's something here that speaks to you and says, keep going, keep doing what you do. And when you have people like you all, thank you. We helped to save somebody's life. And I know I say it tongue in cheek from time to time, and I'll say I'm just trying to help save somebody's life. But when they come back and say, Cutler, your words did it. I don't take that as Cutler alone, but I take it as us. Thank you all. we're making a difference in somebody's lives. So let's talk about how then can we make sure that we're being great examples for others. How can we make sure that we're in purpose, walking in purpose and walking on purpose? Cutler, I think that I'm a pretty good example, but is there anything else I can do to sharpen my skills at being a better example, at being a better role model, at being a better listener, a better counselor, a better advisor, a better person at offering words? How can I make sure the saying, Linda, if I could help someone along the way, then my living would not be in vain? That's all I'm trying to do. Don't make me keep using this tissue. That's all I'm trying to do, is help somebody. So let's help somebody tonight. I bet you somebody coming to this channel said, "Oh, I thought this was about inspiration and motivation and challenging." It is that. So I want to challenge us to become better role models, better examples. I want us to be concerned about caring enough and not worrying about the people who tell us that we care too much. We never know what we say is going to affect others, but it's important to be intentional and walk in kindness and love. Juanita, you're absolutely right. Don't y'all do this to me. You're right, though. We don't always know. It's important to walk in kindness and in love, because I was having a conversation with my sister-in-law earlier today, and I thought, what about the times when we don't walk in kindness and we don't walk in love, and people are on the precipice, they're on the threshold of trying to decide whether they're going to live or die, and our words have power. We don't think about it all the time, but there it is so true that we have the power of life and death in our tongue, and not necessarily life and death over our own life, but life and death over other people. Because what if you were a bully? What if you were a nasty person? What if you were an unkind person, and someone is standing on the threshold? Your words have the power of life and death. Be careful what you say, how you say it, when you say it, where you say it, and why you say it. Let's talk about being an example for other people. Cutler, what can we do? I only have a few more seconds that I need to empower us. So let's talk about the things that we can do. I can't do everything, but Cutler, there are some things that I'm sure that you want to talk about that we can do. Yes, one of the things that you can do, if you really want to be an example, if you really want to be a better role model, a better example, one of the things that we need to be is to be in control of your emotions and be confident in yourself. Be in control of your emotions as I sit here with tears in my eyes, but demonstrate confidence and leadership, because a good role model, you all, a good example is somebody who is always, it doesn't matter. Life will challenge you. Situations will challenge you. Circumstances will challenge you, but you be your best to always be positive, to always be calm, to always be confident in yourself. Why would I say that? Because people don't want to follow someone who is down or someone who tries to bring other people down. Everybody likes a happy person. They like a person who's happy with how far they've come. Happy with how far they've come, but yet they continue to strive for bigger and they strive for better. Be in control of your emotions and confident in yourself. Be the kind of person who says, yeah, where I am is good, but there can be always better. Here is good, there is better, and so I'm on my way there. You want to be you want to be a better example, a better role model. Be confident, be in control, be calm, be positive, be kind. Be thankful for where you are, but know there's always better that awaits you. What else, Cutler, would you suggest? I would suggest that you be okay with being unique. We're talking about how to become a better example, a better role model. Learn to be okay with being unique. You all, let me know if I'm saying something that's really helpful, that's really helping you, that's really helping you to help somebody else. Because a lot of times we're empowered not only to help ourselves, but we are empowered to help other people. Be okay with being unique. Whatever you choose to do with your life, be proud of the person that you've become. Even if that means that you have to sometimes suffer ridicule, like people have said to me, you care too much. Again, what is my retort? What is my response? What is my reply? What is my rebuttal? It's okay that I care too much. I'd rather care too much than not care enough. It's okay to be unique because you want role models who won't pretend to be someone that they are not. Role models who won't be fake just to suit other people. Why would I say that? Because people see through smoke screens and through people who are not genuine and through people who are not authentic. When people discover that you are not being truly you, guess what you are? They are less inclined to associate with you. And they may never say anything to you. They may never say, well, you're not a genuine person. You're not an organic person. You're not an authentic person. They may never say anything to you, but guess what they'll do, you all? They'll walk away and they'll never look back. They will withdraw gradually to the point where they finally disappear from your life. And one day you look around and you ask, where are they? But they are already gone. Be okay with being you and don't try to be somebody else. That slide is already taken. I only have 1,800 seconds. I got to keep going, you all. Color, how else can we be a better example? Be able to communicate and interact with anyone and everyone. Communication is key. Good communication means that we're listening as well as talking. We're listening and we're talking. People are energized. I may have to make this one. I may not have make this a part to you all. I may have to keep on going. But people really are. People like folk who explain. People who talk. People are energized by leaders who explain why they do what they do and explain where they're going. I cannot just share my experience. It is my experience, you all, that many times people are less impressed with what you do and they are more impressed with why you do it. Less impressed with what you do and more impressed with why you do it. This is just a Cutler moment. If I know why you do something, it's easier for me to support you. And it's easier for me to extend grace for the times when I don't like how you do what you do if I know why you do it. I may not like what you do, or may not like why you, or may not like how you do it. But if I can get with the why you do it, then the what is sometimes the why. They may take lesser priority. And if you fumble with the how you do it, I'm inclined to give you the grace because at least I know why you're doing what you're doing. Be able to communicate that. Be the kind of example who does not mind repeating yourself over and over. I'd rather repeat myself until people get it rather than doing something that people don't ever understand. So be able to communicate and interact with people. Be okay with explaining why you do what you do, why you show up the way you show up, why you respond the way you respond. What is your intention? What was your goal? What was your objective? What were you trying to accomplish? Why did you do? Why you're doing what you do? People will sometimes get with the why before they get with the what. They will sometimes get with the why before they get with the, especially before they get with the how. Let me keep going. Let me just keep talking here. And then if you want to become a better example, if you want to become a role model, I'm talking about people, those of us, I'm trying to empower us to help save somebody's life, you all. Learn how to be respectful. Learn how to be courteous. Be respectful. Be courteous because showing respect and courtesy for each other goes a long way. You may be driven. You might be successful. And hear me clearly. I got a few degrees under my belt, but you might be the most intellectually brilliant person to have ever walked the face of the earth. But whether you choose to show respect or not will speak volumes about how people see you. It will speak volumes about how people see you. People may not say everything. People may not say anything, but all stuff don't always get by people. People notice. May not say anything, but people notice if you're taking people for granted. People notice if you're not showing gratitude. People notice if you're stepping on others to get ahead. People notice if you are manipulating other people. People notice if you are exploiting people. They notice if you are mishandling people or just using people. And again, they may not say a word to you, but they notice it. I hope I'm helping somebody. People notice that. They notice it. May never say a word. They may never say a word, but they notice. How else can we become better examples? The examples that are making differences, true differences in people's lives. How can we become better at that? No, I put it this way. Know all that you know, and then seek to know some more. Know all that you know, and then seek to know some more. Why would I say that? You got to be knowledgeable. You got to be well-rounded. That doesn't mean you got to have all the degrees that are on a thermometer. That's not what it means. But great role models, great examples, they're not just teachers, but they are learners. They are students of life, students of humanity, students of the world. And they're constantly learning. I don't know everything. I'm constantly striving to learn. They challenge themselves to get out of their comfort zones and to surround themselves with people who know more, who do more, who have done more. They seek to not be the smartest person in the crowd. They seek not to be the smartest person in the crowd, but they want to get out of their comfort zones and be around people who know more. When people see that their examples and the people they're striving to follow can be many things, can be not just only in their comfort zone, but can be the person that shows up outside of the box. When they see that, they will learn to stretch themselves. They'll do it in order to be successful. They'll look at you and they'll say, he's living outside of the box. She's living outside of the box. She learned to stretch herself. He learned to stretch himself. I'm going to do the same thing. I don't have to be confined to the box. Just a couple more and I got to get out of here, y'all. I'm only here for 1,800 seconds. So let me say this also. If you really want to be an excellent example, a good example, a better example, have humility and the willingness to make and admit when you make mistakes. Have humility and the willingness to admit when you make mistakes. Why? Because nobody's perfect. When you make a bad choice, and people are watching, people are following, people are striving to emulate you. Let those who are watching you, let them know that you made a mistake. Let them know how you plan to correct it. And by apologizing, guess what you're doing? You are admitting, by apologizing and admitting your mistakes and accepting accountability, you're demonstrating a very important part of being an example. I got to get out of here, but can I tell you one more, y'all? And then I've got to go. Don't just work within the market. This is so important. We're all connected. I talk about connectivity. I talk about how we're building community and how we're maintaining connectivity. But understand this, you all, if you're going to be a better example, don't just work within the market, but for goodness sakes, work within humanity. Can I say that again? Don't just work within the market, but work within humanity. People who work and do their work and work within the market, when they are good examples, they find time to work outside of work. They find time to do things like raising money for charity. They do things like finding time to help save lives. They do things like helping people in need get the things that they need. And they are committed to not only the market, but they are committed to humanity. Because we don't always find purpose in the market. But you can find purpose in humanity. Do what you do. Be intentional about being the best example that you can be, because people are watching. And they're watching when you don't always know that they're watching. And your example can help save somebody's life. Your example can help pull somebody back when they're on the brink of suicide. Be the best example that you can be. Wendy, I love the fact that you tell your students when you make a mistake, because it lets them know what it means to be accountable and to be human. All right, you all, I've managed to just cry my way through this broadcast. But when somebody says to you, your words helped me the most. When I was in a place of suicide, I would never be the same. For having heard that, I would never be the same. Keep doing what you do. We all are a part of humanity. Let's do what we do, you all. Thank you all for spending this time with me. Let's continue to build community. Let's continue to maintain connectivity. Let's keep our heads up, keep our hopes up. Let's continue to walk in and on purpose. Let's continue to strive for better, because there's no better place than better. Let's strive for better. Please know this, that from my heart to yours, there is and always will be so much love. I hope that you all are having a fantastic holiday. I'll see you just in 2 more days, and we'll come back to this place and we'll talk about some of the things that push us, inspire, motivate, and encourage us and challenge us to be better. Tell somebody else, come on back and let's talk to Cutler. From my heart to yours, know that there is and always will be so much love. Thank you all so much. Good night.